Live look right now from Newark International Airport in New Jersey. You can see right there his plane is actually behind the three white planes, and it's backing up. You see those flashing lights right now? That is actually part of his motorcade. Former President Trump just arrived not moments ago to get on the plane, and we saw that the stairs came up there.
And the weather has been a bit of an issue in New Jersey. I took a look at the radar a couple of minutes ago, and they have had a preponderance of storms this afternoon. The humidity is sitting around 87%. We were unable to see pictures or video.
It was very, very unclear. It almost looked like a fuzzy, like
rain.
Smoke, rain.
Yeah.
Rain, not smoke.
So we are set and ready for all of this to begin. And what we are going to see here in Atlanta coming up in the hours ahead, we will just have to play it out. You will get to be a witness to it, as well as we show you the live pictures, the live video from downtown Atlanta as well at the Rice Street Jail. But Mr. Trump had tweeted out about an hour and a half ago what his plans were, that he expects to be arrested around 7:30. So we have 3 hours where this is going to play out, certainly on the streets of Atlanta, as we will see some protesters, we will see some activity certainly with law enforcement, and it will impede traffic at various times depending on what the whole timetable is.
And we've already seen a lot of protesters since early this morning, really late last night. Some of our reporters looking for parking spaces going down there, they said, you know what, there's a lot of media, but there's a lot more, and I shouldn't say protesters, there's a lot of supporters, there's a lot of people coming out and rallying, because there's a mix from both sides of people that we've seen from the community, and a lot of people traveling from afar to be here, whether that's driving or flying.
It is a topic, it is a subject everybody is talking about around the country, and it certainly has garnered a lot of attention from reporters, and that will continue. Mr. Trump is one of 19 people now facing charges relating to the Georgia 2020 election case. And here's what the evening again will look like. He is expected to land in Atlanta a little bit over 2 hours from now, and then he will head to the Fulton County Jail on Rice Street, where he is likely to spend less than an hour. He will fill out some forms, including a medical questionnaire, and it is expected that he will be fingerprinted and he will get a mugshot, just like the other defendants in this case. He will also pay his $200,000 bond, likely in cash. But what's going to be different about Georgia and different about Atlanta than the other places where he has been indicted is we have not seen a mugshot. That will not be the case, as Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labatt has said from the beginning that he will be treated just as the other defendants in this case.
And we have seen several mugshots from his from his allies come out earlier, and you can actually head to 11alive.com to see some of that. Co-defendants was the word I was looking for there. And that has been quite the topic of discussion on social media. Will former President Trump get a mugshot? So that is something that we are going to see tonight.
And it is expected among many of his allies, and certainly we have seen it bantered about in political circles on social media over the last a couple of weeks, is that photo will be used as a sort of campaign rallying point.
Well, they already have a fake photo out after, I believe it was the DOJ indictment, or even maybe it was the New York indictment. There was a campaign of a fake mugshot. So maybe you all have actually seen this circulating. And another interesting point that I saw some people talking about was the time he decided to actually turn himself in. If you all aren't familiar, Fulton County, the Rice Street Jail, it's 24/7. So defendants can bring themselves in at any time. We've seen people turn themselves in at the middle of the day, as early as 2 a.m. But former President Trump has decided on this primetime hour. So it seems like it is a primetime moment for basically everybody who's up around 7:30 to see this all go down.
There has been some political activity related to this case today in Washington, D.C., most notably. House Republicans have instituted and begun an investigation into the Fulton County District Attorney, Fani Willis, as Jim Jordan today, the Ohio representative, said that he is going to begin an investigation, that she was taking orders from Washington, D.C. about when to indict Mr. Trump. So certainly that will be another one of the issues that we're talking about today.
And back here in Georgia, we saw a lot of movement talking about the timing of this trial. Originally, so we have 19 co-defendants. This is a RICO case. These RICO cases, according to some attorneys that we've spoken with, typically take years. During her press conference, the district attorney said that she wanted to have this case within 6 months. So originally, she had proposed a March 4th trial date, and we saw some movement on that. Kenneth Chesbro, one of the attorneys, one of the co-defendants here, he actually motioned for a speedy trial. And so the district attorney's office came back and said, all right, how about October 23rd of this year? So nearly 5 months moving forward to that. And we just saw Judge Scott McAfee, who is over this, sign off on that. But one thing to note, according to that motion, this would only apply to Chesbro's case, not the other 18 co-defendants in it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out. And
one of the other developments today is former President Trump now has new legal representation. He is taking on the celebrated defense attorney from Atlanta, Steve Sato, who is a graduate of Emory Law and certainly a familiar face if you have lived in Atlanta at any time over the last 30 years. You know Mr. Sato, whether it's representing Ray Lewis during the murder trial here in Atlanta, or the Gold Club, or the Madam case at Sugarloaf.
More recently, the YSL RICO case. If you guys are familiar with the rapper Gunna, he's actually the attorney that negotiated his plea deal.
And Sato also involved with T.I. on the case as far as having the automatic weapons. So Mr. Sato is well known, very talented attorney, and I have some friends certainly that were sharing opinions after watching him in a courtroom that he is a dazzling presence in these courtrooms. It's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. So if you all are just tuning in, what we're looking at right now are live pictures of Newark Airport, and that is where former President Trump, his plane is expected to take off and head down here to Atlanta. So we are waiting for all of that to occur, and certainly it is going to be a very busy afternoon into evening about what we can expect once Mr. Trump lands here in Atlanta, and we'll motorcade over to Rice Street and the jail and the mugshot and supporters and detractors and the impact on traffic and certainly the other individuals who have been indicted. There are a lot of moving parts in this, and certainly we are just getting started here, and we look forward to what will certainly be an interesting evening. It's going to be an interesting one, maybe not as long as last Monday night, but who's to say? We're going to be here for it. All right, so we will have the latest coverage of Trump's visit coming up on the news at 5. In the meantime, you can download the 11 Alive Plus app on your Roku, Amazon, or Apple TV device for all of our latest coverage.